Learn the best product distribution strategy for 2026. Get practical tips, exact prompts, and real examples to find your first customers easily.
Welcome to another deep dive. Today, we are going to talk about something really important for anyone building a business right now. Imagine spending 3 months writing code. You are up late, drinking way too much coffee, and just working on every single feature of your new app.
Oh yeah, we see that all the time.
Right. And then launch day finally arrives. You hit publish, you sit back, and you hear absolute silence. Not a single download.
Just crickets.
Exactly. Just a few years ago, having the technical skill to build custom software was like a superpower. People would look at your working prototype and think you were a wizard. But looking around in 2026, building the product is now the easy part. The actual superpower you need today is getting people to care.
Yeah, that is the hard truth.
So, in the first 100 words of this depth dive, let me just say, we're going to show you exactly how to master product distribution. We have a great guide today called 7 Rules for Product Distribution to Get Customers in 2026. Our mission is to pull out the exact methods that separate the winners from the people who launch to empty rooms.
I am really excited about this one.
Hashtag I and I. Why is product distribution so hard today?
Well, it comes down to supply and demand. Right now, anyone can use AI platforms to literally vibe code a working app in seconds.
Wait, vibe code, can you explain that for a newbie?
Sure. Vibe coding just means you talk to an AI like Claude, https.claude.ai, in plain English. You describe what you want, and the machine writes the complex software for you in the background. Tools like Lovable, https.lovable.dev, make this incredibly easy.
Ah, I see. So the coding part is basically solved.
Right. If anyone can describe a tool to an AI and have a functional version by the end of the afternoon, then building it does not give you a special advantage anymore. The supply of software is practically infinite now.
That makes sense.
But human attention is still finite. So attention and the ability to capture it is the new gold.
#Chag1. The problem with building first.
And that leads to a huge trap. The build first trap. It happens because, building feels incredibly safe. Code is predictable.
If you write a function correctly, it just works.
Exactly. People, on the other hand, are messy. They are unpredictable. So you get an idea, you hide in your room for months coding every feature, and then you launch.
And when you get 0 sales, you think, maybe just one more feature will fix it.
Yes. You go back into the cave and build more. It is a terrible cycle.
It is like building a massive multi-million-dollar suspension bridge in the middle of a dense forest where there are absolutely no roads. I mean, you can look at the engineering and say, it is beautiful, but no one is ever going to drive across it. Have you ever fallen into this trap of overbuilding before testing the waters?
I definitely have, and a lot of founders do.
So how do we fix this?
The fix is to flip the order of things. You want to find your first 1,000 potential customers before you write a single line of code. You build the audience first.
Like Peter Levels, right?
Exactly. He runs big platforms like Nomad List. He is a good developer, but his real advantage is that he owns his audience. He spent years talking to people on social media.
So when he has an idea, he does not just disappear for 3 months.
No, he asks his audience what problems they have. Then he builds a very simple solution over a single weekend, like maybe 24 to 72 hours of work. And because he built it in public, thousands of people are waiting to pay for it the moment it goes live.
Okay, so building in a vacuum is a bad idea. We get that.
#Tag2. How can AI help your product distribution?
Yeah, let's look at this. How do we actually get our product in front of people in 2026? Because people are not just using normal search engines anymore, right?
Right, they're asking questions inside AI chat windows.
So how do we get inside those AI answers?
#Tag1. Using MCP servers for product distribution. This needs a new technical setup called MCP servers. MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. Think of it as a translator that lets your database talk directly to AI assistants like ChatGPT, https.chat.openai.com.
Oh, wow. How does that work in real life?
Let's say someone's using an AI to plan a vacation.
Mm-hmm.
They ask for the cheapest flights to Tokyo. If you run a travel startup and you have an MCP server set up, the AI can reach out securely, pull your live data, and show it to the user right there in the chat.
Okay, wait, I have to stop you here. If the AI is just taking my data and handing the user the answer, are they not just skipping my website entirely? How do I actually get paying customers from that?
That is a very common question.
Yeah.
But you have to remember how these new AI models work. They don't just steal the data. They explicitly tell the user where the information came from.
Oh, they cite your tool.
Yes.
Yeah.
To cite you as the trusted source. If the AI solves a complex problem for them using your database, it builds instant trust. And you can list these MCP servers on public directories like Smithery, https.smithery.ai.
So it is basically like having a 247 sales team that works for free.
Exactly.
It is like traditional SEO was putting up a billboard on a highway and hoping the right person drives by. Setting up an MCP server is like giving the AI an earpiece connected to your database. You whisper the right answer exactly when the user asks.
That is a great way to put it, and you do not need to be an expert coder to do this. You can literally just open an AI and ask it to help you.
Can you give us an exact prompt example for that? Like, what do I actually type?
Sure, you can type something like, I have a database of cheap flights. I want to connect this to an MCP server so AI assistants can read it. Please write the step-by-step code to map my data to the Model Context Protocol and give me instructions on how to list it on a public registry.
That is so simple.
##2. Answer engine optimization for product distribution. And making your data easy for machines to read is the core of AEO, or answer engine optimization.
AEO. Got it. Because people are using AI search engines like Perplexity, https://www.perplexity.ai now.
Right. They want synthesized answers, not just a list of blue links.
Yeah.
So you want the AI to cite you.
So I can't just write long, rambling blog posts anymore.
No, you really can. The AI wants clear, direct answers. You have to write in simple sentences. Use direct headings that match the exact questions people ask.
Like having a clear FAQ section.
Exactly. And you need to use schema markup on your website.
Schema markup sounds really technical. Let's explain that simply. It is basically a hidden layer of translation, right?
Yes.
It turns your normal website into a highly structured spreadsheet behind the scenes. So an AI can instantly read your pricing, your features, and your reviews without getting confused by the colors and pictures on your site.
That is spot on. And you can use tools like Otterly, https://otterly.ai, to track when an AI mentions your brand. It helps you see if your setup is working.
Okay, so MCP servers and AEO help us get the people who use AI a lot.
#3. Can programmatic SEO boost product distribution?
Yes, let's talk about casting a wider net. How do we reach the rest of the internet?
#1. Scaling content fast. You do it through programmatic SEO, or PSEO. Traditional SEO is slow. You spend a week writing one blog post and hope it works. Programmatic SEO is like an assembly line.
You generate thousands of highly specific pages all at once.
Right. The math is amazing. If you write 10 blog posts, you might get a few hundred visitors. But if you make 10,000 pages using data templates, and each page gets just 30 visits a month.
That is 300,000 visitors.
Exactly. You target highly specific keyword patterns, like best product for niche.
So instead of trying to rank for best scheduling software, which is super competitive, you make pages for best scheduler for freelance graphic designers or best scheduler for mobile dog groomers.
Yes, and you can use data tools like Firecrawl, https://www.firecrawl.dev, to gather information for the web automatically to fill up those pages.
But wait, Google is pretty smart now. If you just publish 10,000 pages of junk, your site will get penalized, right?
Oh, absolutely. Every page has to actually help the user.
I need to issue a warning here about AI slop. I'm sure you have seen this. You click a link, and the page is clearly just a copied AI prompt. It sounds robotic, and it is totally useless.
It is the worst.
If you just ask an AI to write 10,000 pages and hit publish, you are going to fail. Think of AI like using a microwave. It can prep the basic ingredients fast, but if you do not add the soul, the real facts, and your unique style, it just tastes like hot mush.
I love that comparison. You have to be the editor-in-chief. You make one master template. You tell the AI to use a friendly tone, include real data, and list specific pros and cons.
What is a good prompt for setting up that master template?
You can say, I am creating a programmatic SEO template for scheduling software. Write a highly engaging, human-sounding review template tailored for insert-specific niche. Include a table of features, 3 specific pros and cons for this exact profession, and avoid robotic words like moreover or in conclusion. Base all claims on this raw data I am pasting below.
That is a great specific prompt. It forces the AI to use real data instead of making things up.
Right. And this idea of doing more with less work also applies to your main content.
Oh, you mean the pillar strategy?
Yes. Instead of making 20 different videos from scratch, you record one really good 20-minute video or audio recording. Then you use AI to cut that one pillar into 30 smaller pieces.
Like turning the transcript into a social media thread or taking a quote and making a graphic?
Exactly. You want to get as many shots on net as possible.
Yeah.
You never know which post will go viral, so you just put out a lot of quality variations.
Okay, so now we have traffic coming in from AI and SEO.
#check a V. What free tools improve product distribution?
Yeah, when people finally get to our site, how do we get them to stick around? Or even better, how do we get them to do our marketing for us?
That is all about giving things away, specifically building free tools.
Free tools.
Yes, people are skeptical online. You have to prove you can help them before you ask for money. Look at Ahrefs, https://ahrefs.com. They sell expensive software to professionals. But they have a free backlink checker on their site.
Right, you type in your website, it gives you awesome data for free, and then you realize how good their paid stuff must be.
Exactly. And today, you can build these free tools so fast, you don't need a team of engineers.
You can just use a tool like Replit, https://replit.com.
Yes, you log into Replit, and you just use plain English to build a simple calculator or an analyzer for your niche. You can do it in one morning.
Let's give them a prompt for Replit.
You could say, I want to build a simple web-based ROI calculator for freelance designers. Users will input their hourly rate and hours worked. The app should calculate their weekly revenue and show a nice colorful chart. Write the complete code for this simple web app.
That is brilliant. You get a custom marketing asset before lunch.
Yeah, #tag1. Creating viral artifacts. And this leads right into making viral artifacts. This means creating data that your users want to share with their friends.
Like the Spotify Wrapped campaign in December.
Exactly.
Oh.
People do not share those graphics because they love the Spotify company. They share them because it makes them look cool. It tells a story about who they are.
You are basically turning your user's ego into your marketing department. That is so smart.
It uses social proof. If you have a fitness app, you don't ask users to just share a boring link. You give them a beautiful graphic showing they worked out for 30 days straight. They will definitely post that on Instagram.
And this works for serious business tools too, right?
Oh, definitely. If your software saves someone 10 hours a week, make a sleek dashboard that shows that. They will put a screenshot of it in their company chat to show their boss how productive they are.
Human nature does the marketing for you. If you want to build this, you can just ask an AI to brainstorm. Like, my app helps people save money on groceries. Generate 5 ideas for visual data points that would make my users feel proud and want to share their results on social media.
That is a perfect way to do it. You make the user the hero.
Okay, so we have covered MCP servers, SEO, and free tools, but all of that takes a little bit of time to start working.
#TagMeV. How does buying a newsletter fix product distribution?
Yeah, what if someone is impatient? What if I want an audience by tomorrow morning?
#1. The fastest way to get an audience. The fastest shortcut is just buying the attention. Buying an existing newsletter is incredibly underrated right now.
I have tried this actually. It is amazing.
You are basically finding someone who spent years building an audience, but now they are tired or they don't know how to make money from it. You are buying their established trust.
You can use a marketplace like Deuce, https://deuce.com, to find these newsletters.
Right. And the economics makes so much sense. Let's say you find a niche newsletter with 10,000 readers. The owner might sell it for $10,000.
That sounds like a lot of money to drop all at once.
It does. But compare it to running ads on social media. $10,000 in ads might get you a few weeks of traffic. But as soon as you stop paying, the traffic stops completely.
And you are just renting space from an algorithm. The rules could change tomorrow.
Exactly. But when you buy a newsletter, you own the channel. You have a direct line into 10,000 email inboxes. You can talk about your product naturally in every single email for years.
It is such a good strategy. And you don't even need a marketplace. If you read a small newsletter you like, you can just send an email.
What would you say in that email?
I usually write something simple, like, "Hi, I really love your content on freelance design. I am working on a new tool for this space. If you are ever feeling burnt out or considering passing the torch to someone who will take great care of your readers, I would love to chat." It is friendly and professional.
That is a great template. It skips the hardest part of building an audience from scratch.
So we have covered a massive amount of ground today. We looked at MCP servers, answer engine optimization, programmatic SEO, free tools, viral graphics, and buying newsletters.
It is a lot to take in.
Yeah, so what does this mean for you right now? The biggest mistake you can make is trying to do all of these at the same time. If you do that, you will just do a bad job at all of them.
The best move is to pick just 2 of these rules.
It's like maybe you build one free tool and use programmatic SEO to drive traffic to it.
Or you set up an MCP server and buy a small newsletter to get started. Just pick 2 and stick with them for 3 months. You have to give it time to work.
Product distribution is not a magic trick you do once. It is a daily habit. In a world where AI can build anything, your distribution is your only real defense. It protects your business from the millions of other apps out there. The code will not build a community for you. You have to do that yourself.
That is the most important lesson.
I want to leave you with one final thought to mull over. If AI can automate writing code, and we see that it can automate making content and doing SEO, what happens when every single company has perfect automated distribution? Will the final unhackable advantage just be genuine human-to-human connection? Something to think about the next time you are vibe coding late into the night. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We will keep looking at the ideas that shape our future.